Let's begin. Today we will be discussing Jean Piaget's cognitive development theory that described the changes in logical thinking of children. John, a 2-year-old, and Marley, an 8-year-old, are sitting at the table waiting for their juice. Their mom gives both the children the same amount of juice in a cup. However, John begins to cry and point, saying you gave her more juice, assuming that he is being treated unfairly. So, what is really happening in this situation? In this lesson, we are going to examine John as he moves towards Jean Piaget's 4 stages of cognitive development. The first stage is the sensorimotor stage that includes children from birth to approximately 2 years, where they learn to coordinate their sensory experiences, like sights and sounds. In this stage, children learn and begin to understand the world around them by sucking, grasping, or crawling. For example, John at this stage will be able to pull a string to reach the object that is at the end of it. He is now able to pull a blanket to get to an out-of-reach toy. This is my little nephew Mason. He is 13 months, which puts him in the sensorimotor stage. In this video, he is trying to find the toys that I have hidden under the blanket, and he is successful in finding them. Here, Mason saw the car keys for the first time, and begins to chew on them to find out what they are. The second stage of development is the pre-operational stage. This stage occurs within the ages of 2 to 7 years. In this stage, children are able to acquire the ability to visualize objects and events mentally. For example, pre-operational stage can lead to thinking illogically. John, in an earlier example, thought that the taller glass had more juice in it than the shorter glass. This means that John's perceptual cues such as the height of the glass ruled his judgment. The third proposed by Piaget is the stage of concrete operational, which occurs within the ages of 7 to 12 years. Children gain the abilities and mental operations that allow them to think logically about concrete events such as mathematical operations, principles, and conservation. Here, John is offered juice in a smaller glass and his sister Marley is offered juice in a taller glass. He now understands that the same amount of juice exists whether the glass is taller in length or shorter. Lastly, the formal operational stage is when a child gets to the age 11 or 12 years, and throughout the rest of life, they acquire the ability to think logically about abstract concepts. They can generalize about events that occurred at different times. Most importantly, they gain reasoning powers of educated adults.